Lights, camera, action. Lights, camera, action. Lights, camera, action.
Lights, camera, action. We are live. Sorry, just doing quick checks, making sure everything is in order, and I think we are in good shape. What's going on, guys? Pyrosumpit is here tonight, and I think that we might be at the end. We might be. I don't know. It's kind of unclear if this is actually the end or not. I don't really know what this is gonna look like, but all I can tell you is that it's probably gonna be pretty nuts. Sorry, I noticed my hair is doing a thing right now. It's kind of bothering me, but I need a haircut, guys. It's really bad. It is too long. All right. So we just finished the fight against X, Console X. She is dead. She clearly did not last long after Uni's side story, so I think now's our time to just keep moving and do as much as we can. So let's take out some of these commons here, lay into them, and finish this. Because I do see a unique over there that I should probably fight for the experience, not gonna lie. So I think that's exactly what I'm going to do. All these commons, they're not really particularly strong, so I'm not worried about playing carefully. Topple on the ground. Go Senna. There we go. Easy. I'm gonna do the same thing to this one.
Stay on your toes.
You know, these kind of remind me of Rock's sides. I only just noticed that. Wham! Senna, you gotta keep it together. Wham! Good damage. And it's dead.
I'd say we were moving in sync, right, Tyon?
There's an elite right behind it. Of course there is. Of course there is. You want to come this way just a little
Put
bit.
him up. Banana can take. Come on now.
Yeah, come over here. Now I can fight you.
Quit being an idiot. Stay back. Heal.
Why are we so far back? Yeah, I'll take some heals, please, thank you. Senna, get in that circle now. And she ripped. Throw a debuff, maybe. Big days. Lay into him. Lay in. Come on, topple, launch. I'm gonna chain attack right now, actually. I know it's early. It's really early, in fact. But we're kind of hurting, and I don't want to die, so I'm going to do it. He's already launched, so we don't have any advantage to doing that. I want to get... I guess let's just start stacking Noah. Poke. Let's get a heal out. There we go. Now we're back in it. Wham! Lay in! Noah, do it again. Oh, it was 100 exactly. Darn it.
Hit the will elite expect.
I want a Noah. gonna open my next chain with Senna, so she'll get some extra TP there. So I'm gonna go, I don't know, how about this? Poke! Here we go. Mio? 1, 2. That's not gonna be. We almost got there. Mio? I need Mio or Senna. Or, Lance, sorry. Man, chain attack music is a jam. Poke! That's an amazing.
Your fate was sealed when you rose against us. I'm on your heels. Leave it to us. Quick. Everyone get ready.
Let's do it. Ooh, that was a lot of points. Dang, Tyon broke 100. Here goes Uni. Rolling right up too. Noah, bring it home. Boom. Big damage. Boom. One more big hit. Woo! 2.1 million damage. Holy. I'm down. I need them up. Get her up. I'm getting both of them up. Get her up. Yeah, this thing's gonna die. Nope, it died. I was ready. I was ready. I tried chain attacking. Didn't come out though.
I'm your guy. All under control.
This is our first time here, isn't it?
Defense tower. Holy. Sheesh.
I'll whack 'em good.
I don't have time to be fighting you stupid mega bots.
Enemies. I'll hold them off.
I don't have time for you. Whoa! Oh, I almost ran right off the edge. Was not paying attention.
Here we go.
Fight stuff here.
Let's go, Noah.
Whoa! Get up! Whoa! I'm just going for all the AoE I can. Come after me. That's right. Can I kill this one? Yeah! There you go, we're in this. Get him up, get him up, get him up! Wow, we are holding on for dear life. Alright, we should have this now. There we go.
We might want to recoup our strength.
Yikes, that numbers are scary, man. That's really what gets you.
Is this like a rare thing?
That's where I'm supposed to be going, so I'm gonna stop in here naturally.
I wonder what's around here.
What are you hiding, little guy?
I'll take all that, thank you. What Collectopedia cards do I have?
I hope it made them happy.
Someone in Agnes Castle?
Looks like we're all done. Looks like we're all done. We got it all, as requested.
Looks like it's
I
from
hope it
another
made them
world.
happy. We got it
Interesting
all, as
comment.
requested.
Here we go, guys.
Okay, let's go, Noah. Hey, this looks pretty good.
Show us what you got, Senna.
Sorry, I thought I heard something. Go! Big damage. Kaboom! And while that burns, we're gonna sit right here and take all that attention.
Get you, Leo. That was spectacular.
Woo!
And I was the MVP. You were all thinking it.
It's another thing to see it.
Oh, hello. Is this why? Came for a rematch.
Why?
Hey, Chief.
Warm welcomes to you, Ouroboros. Long have I waited.
Mimi. We'll end it here.
Welcome. Let us verify the truth of this.
You wanna dance? Let's dance. Come here. Are you just gonna like block every hit? Ow! Ow! Yeah, come over here, please. Yo, you guys want to heal? Ow, he's kind of killing me here. Random debuffs. Oh wait, no, don't throw out a break yet. Wham! Woo! Oh my god, you guys are absolutely... This guy is a ton of hell, so we're gonna double Ouroboros this.
Thought of a great idea. Hit them on the easy
Alright, let's kill this clown. Let's start with Noah. Ah, it looks like when you're launched, it doesn't matter what your positioning is. Interesting. We're gonna be here like all day if I don't do this, so drop his defense by 40 points.
Check out what I've got in mind.
I might have the answer.
Senna. Uni. Mio. Boom. Send it back.
How about something like this?
How's this for a plan? All right.
That's a bit of a gamble, but I'm gonna go for it. Not enough. No. Oh, please don't give me a healer. Oh, if I get Uni back, I'm losing the chain attack. Okay, we got Neo. We're good.
Thought of a great idea. Great. Everyone get ready.
I'll take one.
And Mio. Oh, we almost got the Bravo.
Shield when you rolled against us.
Man, this person's so no, that's too close. Ultimate lands. Uni. Tyon. Senna, bring it home. God. Boom! That one swipe did 306,000 damage. Dang, that was almost 2 million damage, and that wasn't even half his health. That. Whoa. Someone just got absolutely knocked. Carve into him. Carve him apart. Go! Boom. Not yet. We're too far off the chain attack. No, he used it. He used it. Gosh. Absolutely lay into him. Still have 45 seconds of this. Seconds. Rip as much health out of this guy as I can. Go. Let's do this. You're done. Noah. Wait, can someone break? Nope. No breaks. I had to try it. Sure? Ooh, we barely got that one. Go, Senna. Noah. Boosh. Mio. There's our kill. Everything else is bonus. I just go for it with Noah? I think I'm going to. Boom! Ah, we didn't get Noah back. That's unfortunate. But we're getting a Ouroboros art in, so that's okay. Go for the days. Alright, we got a Bravo.
Your fate was sealed when you rose against us. I'm here.
Noah's going to absolutely decimate this fool. So that will get us sick. Yeah. That gets like 80 something. Yep. These are healers. Noah, bring it home. Woo!
This isn't the end. This is the decider.
Carve them apart. Boom! Nice. 2.2 million.
See? This is our path to the future.
Somehow, it is pleasant.
I don't know why we're just doing an in-battle send-off, or an in-game. I feel like we should get something.
This fight isn't ending anytime soon. Uni, are you feeling all right?
I'm fine, innit? You haven't chipped a nail or anything, have you?
Good job, Uni.
Now, we wait.
Why do those look like core crystals? Playhouse.
It's another thing to see it for yourself, eh?
The time has come.
Yeah. Time to change the world.
Can I, like, go grab a couple levels or something somewhere? Like... hang on. I want to bump myself up to, like,
Quite well
75
traveled
or
by
so.
now, huh?
Is the rest spot? Yeah. I'm gonna just jump back here real quick, give myself, like, 2 levels, I think. I think 75 will be good.
Let's make the most of our break, guys.
And then finish this. I think 75 should be about right. Two levels can go a long way in this game. Okay,
Definitely feel stronger.
let's do this. Well, we're gonna clean our clothes
There we go.
first. And also, why not cook? hands on it.
Leave to Manana. Charged up and ready for rolls. Ugh. Let's be off.
Okay. You ready, folks? I'm going to save right here because I have a sneaking suspicion this is our no turning back point.
It's good to keep a record.
Here we go. Let's do this. Yep, this is it. Really? This is the end of the game already? Wow. Let's do this. I forgot that Monica and Gondor were with us.
Come on now,
This
you
is so
lot!
pre-rendered.
It's time for Colony 4 to show off his fangs! So what are you loafing around for? Get your asses in gear!
Oh, sorry, boss. It's just the engine's conked out and won't start.
Well then kick the mudder till it does! You gotta be firm! Really give it some elbow grease here!
Sir, that's insane. This is a delicate instrument.
Delicate? My ass! Whack it! Smack it! Show who's sparking boss!
I'm telling you, you can't just kick it and...
Well, looky here, guess I'm the boss!
Is this a joke?
Oh,
Let's go, Bolearis.
Now we can come out swinging. Who's with me? Yeah! We owe our lives to them. Now's the time to show them how we shine. Come on, full throttle. Can't let the other colonies steal our thunder now.
That didn't look quite right.
Where are we? Zed.
We found him. At last.
How many times is it now that I and you have confronted each other here like this? Yes, you're welcome to come on up. How many incarnations? How many ascents into the spotlight?
This guy really does just watch us all like a theater.
And once again, I shall endeavor to ask this of you. Tell me, why not resign yourself to the flow?
It's unfortunate. Sounds like my memory isn't all that.
You have come to stop the flow, have you not? This march of time, stilled for eternity. You intend to stop it by removing me.
So is it flowing or is it stopped? You're not making any sense, mate.
Basically, if we can take you down, the world kicks up again. At least, that's what I'm picking up from all that.
Human desires can be much likened to a river flowing. All humanity yearns for it, the endless now. That is why I'm here, you'll find. My existence alone, it is proof and evidence.
Cut the crap! Who in the world would possibly wish for this? I refuse to be controlled by you!
Although, thanks to the stunts you pulled, we managed to twig onto a whole lot of stuff. We learned how best to use the time we have. And for that, you get a real good thanking.
You said it. Though 10 years is a mere glimpse, we now know the importance of true choice. We'll build it for ourselves. A world with the freedom to choose.
Not a hollow world of fiction like this one. Everyone wants a reality that they can believe in.
Freedom is nothing more than fiction, a deception. Those with power, those who can choose, think nothing of it. What then of those who cannot choose? What about the meek and frail? Not everyone is granted as many options as you all have.
Well, that's why we fight. We fight
Will
for
you
them.
share? Give them some of yours. Will you call that charity? Or compassion? Will you show it? Imagining them who are granted it to be thus satisfied? Imagining not a piece of wretchedness to remain? Making the best possible choices under duress, living the best life. There are no losers in the world I offer. With a turn of the clock, anyone can be a winner, given the time.
The only thing we ever do is take lives. There is no winning. You can't just invent some rule.
Why do you recoil from taking lives? The world itself has set this rule. Why resist? It is through consumption of life that this world persists. Denying it is self-delusion. The only outcome, self-destruction. It is unequivocal fact. The imperative that is intrinsic to all living things. The source of our power, and of all living things, lies therein. Young, spirited people, trading lives, aiming for new, ever loftier heights with each new day. That explosive motive power is something we lack. The essence of life. And we are here to express ourselves as an embodiment of life.
Whoa. That's a lot of consoles.
So that's it. That's what you're getting at. Just for that, you gave those two an impossible choice. Is that why you made Joran and Chris into Mobius?
Of course. As for the why, it's because it amuses me.
I don't understand it. Is he really
Action-packed
really
drama,
just
Lord.
here for amusement?
We are its foremost audience. Now then, play it out for me. What will the next act entail? Bereavement or revenge? A revolution, perchance? This world is never boring. Not while your lives continue to make it so effervescent.
I'll end him.
I just got it. Huh? Fighting in order to live. The words Miyabi left me with. Now, this is exactly when they were for. Yeah, Mio's got it right. At first it was all fun and games. When we got Ouroboros powers, we were just like, happy to get to live a little longer. That was it.
But now, things are different.
We learned that for many, there aren't any choices on the table at all. Because they were taken from them by a bunch of crusty old mutters.
The strength you talk about is all just smoke and mirrors. Real strength is different.
You tell him.
That's right. Knowing when to be close and when to let go. Walking together. Eventually choosing who you really are. That is strength. And that's the real battle here. To find that answer. The will to choose our actions moment to moment. And if you dare denounce that common right, we will defy you. To live in a future over which you lay no claim.
You tell him, Noah.
Sealing away your powers is trivial to me. Now then, the
No
curtain
interlinking.
rises.
Oh boy. Here we go. He's 72. So he's not stupid strong. But he's certainly no pushover. Oh, he's actually kind of doing... No chain attacks? I have to do this without any chain attacks? Oh, okay. This suddenly just got a lot tougher. Got you, Mio.
Where you belong.
We got her. We got her. We're good.
You will taste despair.
Okay. Phase 1.
Let the stage of battle freeze your marrow.
Oh, we're slow. I need... Uh-oh.
Flow. Where you belong. You rise. You will taste despair.
That was big. We needed that heal. Who is he targeting? Apparently me.
Where you belong. Yet you rise. You will taste despair.
Ow. Go. Can he not be toppled? Ow!
Where you belong. You will taste despair.
Ah!
Eternal flow. Where you belong. Futility. Yet you rise. You will taste despair.
I appreciate that I can actually hear his battle lines for once. We're doing like pennies to him. How high is this guy's defense stat? Whew. Now what?
Let us stick. Futility.
Oh god, are we? Is the whole floor burning now?
You define me.
Are you okay?
We're all burning. Ow! Oh shoot, I'm down. This is bad. This is real bad.
You will taste despair.
Everyone.
You hurt me.
I know you've got more in you, Neo.
You cracked an eternal flow. Where you belong.
Oh no, both my healers!
Pay for this.
Ah! We just lost.
Let me see.
Why does he have
Eternal flow.
Oh my.
Where you belong.
Ah, we lost.
Little fishes proudly knows.
This is bad. This is real bad.
Back to the eternal flow.
Sorry.
Where you belong.
I'm the only one alive, and I'm about to lose. Sheesh! No chain attacks? I get not having Ouroboros, but oh my. Oh, it puts me back on the title screen. All right, let's try again. Man, this is a tough fight.
Sealing away your powers is trivial to me. Now then, the curtain rises.
I'll show you. I'll show you.
Making it through the first two phases wasn't so bad,
Find it.
but those
Let me
fire phase, that was pretty brutal.
behold.
Can't touch me.
You define me.
I timed that very poorly. Okay, phase one.
Let the stage of battle freeze your marrow.
Very slow, very slow.
You define me.
Not enough. Ow.
Futility. Futility. Behold. Back to the eternal flow.
I'm down. Give me up. Thank you.
You will taste despair. Accepted. Futility.
Son of. I need to get her over there. Oh!
Futility.
Okay. Yep, that's another phase.
Let the stage of battle scorch your flesh. You define it.
Ow!
Let me see. Eternal flow, where you belong. Yet you rise. You will taste despair. You define it.
Big heals. Tear into him, Noah.
Let me see. Accept it.
Oh no, he canceled my Moondog. Okay, okay, we can do this. Get more heals out.
Define it.
Senna needs that to get in this circle now. Completely whiffed. I've got two big heals in the pocket right here.
Let me see.
Get in the circle, Pion. Pion, stay in the circle. Okay, that's another phase.
I will face you as many times as you want. The struggle is all that you are permitted.
Does he now just have a big fancy shield?
You define it.
Uni, put that down and get us healing. Some passive heals. Oh! It stopped. Why did it stop?
I have always known just how gutless you creatures are.
Are you gonna bring him back?
That's the day. I've decided to have myself killed too.
I didn't want to believe that we were the same.
I'll live
Yeah!
That's the way it's going to be.
You tell him.
You want to see what we can really do? This plan's gonna be flawless.
Okay. Are we mixing up the game mode here a little bit? I'm not gonna... Who's my best bet here? I guess open with Senna. I don't really need heals, so I'm gonna go in with no... no break. We got the Bravo.
One more for the road.
Oh my god, this is gonna do so much damage.
I'm going full set.
Oosh!
This on. It's a knockout. You watching?
That didn't do like anything. Well, we broke his shield.
Huh, very good. The first step in your so-called revolution.
Is he just gonna absorb energy from all those consoles? No, he just put his shield back up.
I shall observe carefully what you would term your strength.
You want to dance, bud?
I need you to live, Tyon. You must. Flee for
This
the
is
colony.
interesting how we're doing like flashbacks mid-fight. Monolith is experimenting. I appreciate that.
Who cares about the past? We aren't gonna give up.
I know what I have to do. I work to better myself, so I won't make the same mistake.
Gonna smash you in.
Let's do it.
I'm gonna win this. You right, you pick mine.
We're just gonna do the same thing. Just lay into him with the attackers.
Futility.
Boom!
Any last words? Gonna walk all over you.
Boosh.
The drill.
You can count on me. Domination.
That did like nothing to him. Broke the shield again though.
I see. You would grow strong enough to withstand adversity.
Gonna do your big fancy absorption again.
Fleeting beings, what will you show me next? Come now, entertain me.
You want entertainment? Watch me.
In fun. Noah.
Mia.
Thank you.
We've come this far harboring everyone's hopes and dreams. And so, we would never stop now. Not when we've come so far.
Yeah.
We won't lose to you. We'll
Another! Do it again!
Riku gets bopping.
It's working, so I'm gonna keep doing it. Boom! Can you just heal all of that back?
This isn't the end! This is the decider!
Yeah, he's just healing all of it right back up.
Don't mind me, I'm just here to end this.
I can hardly believe that your strength has grown thus. You would usurp me, grasp the future. I cannot assent. The curtain closes.
Oh yeah? Try and close it. That'll do. Get out. Big heal out. I got you, Lance. You have to stand in the circle, though, bud. Get in the circle. Put down another one. Even more heals. Wow, I got saved by my talent art. Big damage. Get him on the ground.
You define it.
Yeah, hold on a little bit. Keep going. Go!
Playtime's over. Leave it to uni.
Let's drop his defense as much as we can. How do I want to do this? I think open. Oh, thank God Noah's got his thing up too. Big damage.
You defy me.
Let's. Drop his defense first. Noah.
Futility.
Overkill. We got him. Oh, we almost got him. The Bravo. Tear him apart. Oh, we got rid of the wrong person. Noah. Let's do Senna to open. And we'll have Tyon. And Mio.
You defy me.
This isn't the end.
Big damage.
Hit them where they least expect.
Mio. Oh, this is gonna be amazing. Do it again. Woo! Yeah! Absolutely carve this man apart. Ooh, that did a lot. Woo! Days. Tyon, do it again. And go. Boom.
This isn't the end. This is the decider. You're finished.
Damn, I'm really laying into this guy. I'm about it though. Woo! 4.5 million damage. Let's go.
This is all a sham.
Whoa. No theater house for you. What just happened?
Is this Zed's true form? Or origins?
Why do this? If you restart Origin, time in perpetuity will flow once more. The opposing worlds will overlap. What lies beyond is oblivion. You ought to be aware of this. Yet even knowing it, you advance toward the future. Why?
Why? Let me turn it around for you. How can you be so sure? There should be a future where it doesn't happen.
No such thing exists. The present is all. The present is all we need. That is our unyielding wish.
Uh-huh. So you say. Whoa. is that? Is that the origin? What the heck? It's like a giant Ouroboros. Whoa. Oh my god. Absolutely leveling. Guys, we gotta take this thing down. But how do we fight something like that? The flame clocks.
Hear me, my loyal subjects.
Melia coming
Starting
through.
Imminently, we shall commence a full attack on Origin. The battle is not a fabrication. It is a fight to seize control of our lives. I need you now. Entrust your lives to your rightful queen, Melia Antiqua.
What is she doing? Is this thing a giant steering wheel, Melia? No, don't tell me that the castle. Don't tell me. It's a giant Piranhus. Oh my god. Let's go, Melia! If I can imagine. Nia? You got our backs? I hope. Let's go, Nia! I didn't find that colony. Oh my god, is that like the head of a giant Piranhus too? Oh, the scimitar! What does hers look like? Oh my god, it's like a miniature siren, kind of. Well, I mean, it's a lot bigger than Siren, but...
Right now, inside Origin, there are people fighting against all odds to create a future for us all. Those brave ones, they want to teach us the true meaning of life. For the future they dare to forge. Let us join the path that they showed us. Let us join the fight.
Let's go! Okay, no, it's not like Siren. It just kind of looked like it a little bit. It's like a samurai looking thing. It actually kind of reminds me more of Adam. Make of that as you will. Whoa.
Look at all those colonies, fighting as one. Now that is a sight. If we can just come out on top today.
Wow, the Melia's castle
Commander,
kind of looks like a Telepia.
We'll do it. We'll build it for you. A new world for every one of us.
Woo! Whoa!
It has been a while, Mia. Queen of Agnes. I am in your debt, across the centuries.
Nonsense. Don't mention it. I simply did what needed doing, and entrusted the rest to the right people.
Say that again.
I see that you're still affecting that elocution.
Oh my, it befits me not.
Do not hide your stripes.
All right. Then let's thrash those goons, Melia.
Yeah! Melia's back!
Together.
Or Nia. We got actual Nia. Oh, okay. It's fighting back.
The will of young people, weaving a future. That is, the indispensable force that drives worlds forward.
Man, Nia, or I keep flipping their names. Adult Melia looks awesome. Nia still just kind of looks like Nia.
How scary taking the first step can be.
Her eyes are a little different, but
And yet,
Melia
it was
looks
young folks
totally
like
different.
that set whole worlds in motion, overcoming their own fears.
Woo!
In the hope that the future will birth more such people.
Boom! Oh my god! Good thing we kept that annihilator there, eh? They're packing serious firepower. Oh my god, Melia's just straight up going in for the sucker punch. Boom! Oh, that looks like that hurt.
I'm afraid I cannot allow you to proceed.
No, the castles!
This world must remain in the endless now.
Now I get it. The true source of power from which Mobius stems. And why they so desperately seek the endless now.
Yes, I think I see it too. What the Queen said. There is some Mobius within us as well.
Yeah, and it's our own selves. We're scared of ourselves, and we lose track. We cut off our own way to the future.
The possibilities.
In that case, there's only one thing we can do.
To believe in the path we've walked this far, and in the future that lies ahead.
Let's do it. Woo! Z Infinity. Oh, of course I didn't get the level up. What am I fighting here? Yow, that hurt.
Enemy's broken away from me. Come here. I got something for you.
I'm gonna throw that down. Get some heals out. We're doing okay. We got this. They're currently interlocked. Or interlinked. Interlocked? Interlinked? So I'm not gonna throw out Moondog yet. Is this like the heart of the mech? Kinda looks like it. Oh, that hurt. Gonna throw out heals. Get sent up. Throw out an art, I dare you. I'll tank it. Or not. How close do I have to be to you? Problem is I can't get behind. So I'm not gonna get any charge ups on. Hold on. Moving back. Because we're standing still. Like I can see the ground underneath all this.
Return up the pressure.
He moved?
You cannot escape. No matter how hard you
I can help you.
Uh-oh. Thank you. Go down a heal.
Hang in there, I'll heal you. Come on
Didn't really need to do that, did I? Tank it. You know what? I'm gonna let a chain attack rip. This guy has a lot of health, so I'm gonna lay into him. That's awful. Wow, it took a long time to travel.
I was waiting for this.
Round one.
Still more a fight. Tried. Hit the way you
Senna back.
expect. Leave it to uni. Yippee!
Only.
Did that even hit? What happened there? This will finish it. Probably.
Riku gets bumpy.
Yeah. That's okay.
One more for the road.
Bombshell. Wham.
I've got an idea. All right.
Let's go Senna, I guess. Senna's gonna be our finisher, it looks like. Pew. Neo. That should give us back somebody. Senna.
I used my thinking muscles for this
Quick!
one.
Everyone get ready.
I'll take one.
Nice heal. Senna.
Time for it now.
That'll get us 150 for a Bravo.
Oh, we're not done yet. No escape. Leave it to us.
And Ouroboros order.
Everyone get ready.
Let's bring it home. 1070. No, it's gonna be too high.
Riku first in line.
Wham. Yeah, I'll take the guarantee, personally.
This'll end it.
Senna. Amazing!
On your heels. Now for the finishing touch. Got you now. Sink your breath.
Woo!
Strike true. Upon this sword, I flex my strength.
Nice!
Run to the ends of the world.
What just happened? What's what are we standing in? Is it? Oh yeah, that's hurting. Where are my healers? I don't need to heal yet. I'm gonna hold this.
Well, stay back for now.
Get heals. Freaking get in the circle.
We have superiority. Push through. Stay back for now.
We got it.
You won't get away. I'll show you. You won't get away.
We got this. We have one heal ring down, and I've got another one ready.
Keep them in check. Eyes over here. Now finish them. Lead to the left. Eyes over here. You didn't disappoint. Keep them in check.
I'm gonna throw this down. That'll keep us healing up for a while. Let's go. Rip him up. Let's kill this thing.
How about something like this?
Let's finish
Use
this.
my thinking muscles for this one.
Let me pulling out all
Senna, open.
first dip.
She did a good job on the last one, so we're gonna keep her up front.
I was waiting for this.
Lance, that was a real weak contribution, but you know what? You completed the chain, so I can't complain too much.
This should be our plan of attack.
I'm just going right in on the attackers. Pew!
I'm with you.
Mio.
Here's the finisher.
Ah,
I'll keep pelting them.
overkill. Oh, we almost got the Bravo.
One more for the road. Ha!
Observe my strategy. I'll make this one.
Defense by 45% down. Yeah, that sounds good. Forward attack.
In line. More where that came from.
Noah! 31.
Keep hitting hard.
Hit them where they least expect.
Check out what I've got in mind.
I have to do Lance.
Alright, coming right up.
More where that came from.
Boom! I'll take a nice Bravo.
All night. Let me give you a taste.
Let's finish this.
Coming right up. Let me do the honors.
I'm gonna take everything I can get out of this boss.
This'll end it.
Noah, bring us home. Woo!
I got you in my sight. Hope you're ready for it. These biscuits are so precious. Stay right there. Got a surprise for you.
She just throws the whole hammer at him. Actually, wasn't that much damage.
Are your bonds true? Allow me to essay. Behold, the curtain rises once again. I hope you'll give us Mobius a good show.
Another?
Hey, where's Theo and the others?
Oh, we lost half of our team.
Just have to take him down.
Oh my! Oh, I thought we were wearing our old gear for a second. I was gonna be like, oh, that'd be pretty cool. I need Uni here.
Nothing. Enemy's broken away from me. Come here. I got something for you.
Cheers, you're a gem.
Got you two. We're fine. We're fine. Wow, that hurt. Thank God I put that circle down.
Oh no. Noah and the others are trapped. I must hurry to their rescue.
How can you see that, Melia?
Get a load of this.
Yeah, Melia!
Now is our chance. I am sending you reinforcements. Everyone, lend Ouroboros your power. All is for the future connected.
Ah, nice line.
I pledged myself to you after all.
This fight is nothing but an honor. Cold of you to leave me behind.
Oh, is this all the heroes that we
I'll
found?
fight with you.
Forget me and you'll pay the price.
You owe me one, okay?
I definitely didn't get them all, but
You
this is
lot
pretty cool.
always have to make an entrance. Still, thank you.
we're definitely, yeah, we're definitely a handful short, but this is pretty cool. I was expecting these to only be the Kavesi ones. The sad balloon. Thank you, Wizard. I'm gonna throw down another hero wearing on my own.
Let me give you a taste. Time for a double whammy.
Got him.
Why have you not given up yet?
Now we do the same thing on the Agnian side, I'm guessing. Yup.
Ta-da! Thanks for waiting.
I won't be defeated. Not here, not now.
All our hopes are won. They always have been, and they always will be.
We were saving the best for later. I'll back you up.
Cool.
If you think you can interfere, then you have misassessed me grossly. And yet you will make not a shred of difference.
I'm just saying, dude, we're kind of killing you.
Now it's our turn to act.
You want to dance? Let's dance.
Empty shell. Central eyes over here. I'll over here.
We're out of dog. What are you doing? Talent art? He's mocking us.
To win, move.
Oh, here's recoupment, huh? You're gonna make us come together for a final phase, yeah? He is holding on for... Oh, wow, that really... That hurt.
Wow, thanks. Demon Slayer!
Got him.
You dare defy my will also? How long will you defy me? Fine. If it's endless despair you wish for, I will grant it to you gladly.
Try us. Oh. Wham. Save it. Ow. We're good. We basically just have to wail on him because we can't go like all around the sides. Keep one healing circle locked and loaded. Wanna do this again, bud? Ow! Can you stop doing that? Let's go!
You might want to hang back. I'll show ya. Going in.
Rip him up!
Can't hold for much longer.
Do it, Tyon.
Hang out in the circle. What the heck is happening?
You're in for it now. We have to keep the team together. Hang in there.
Got sent up. Throw down a heal circle. I have another circle locked and loaded. What the heck was that? Oh, hi, Nia! Can't help the Ouroboros. It's too big.
I can help you.
Oh, I can't launch him in the days. So much HP. Shoot him! You guys heal while I get him up. No! Thank God I got him up when I did. I'm doing this now.
Manana have cunning plan. You right to pick mine.
I'm not trying to go like all the way with this. I'm more so doing it because I want to make sure I get a heal in while I can. There we go, we're back in. I got a little dicey there.
It ain't over yet. How about this?
Phew!
How's this for a plan? All right.
I'll take one. Riku gets boppy.
Is that? Ooh, just under.
Here's the finisher.
Just barely.
This isn't the end!
Go!
Give it up!
Wham!
I used my thinking muscles for this one.
Hit them where they least expect.
I'll take one.
Come on, Lance.
I'll follow your lead.
Oh, just barely got it.
Keep hitting hard. You won't get away. I want to go and make this one. I'll lead.
Just kind of weighing what I got.
This'll end it.
Tyon would have finished it, but he can't. Alright, a Bravo isn't too shabby. And this is with our healers, so it's not going to do tons of damage. We'll do a decent amount.
Just making sure.
Man, Uni's wing things in her Ouroboros are awesome. Boom. Whoa!
This'll take it down.
You guys, like, let me out of my Ouroboros?
Press the attack, my people.
Get out of the way! This ends here!
Whew!
Let's go and help them then! We'll grab the future with both hands this time round.
Do I get Melia and Nia?
I have long awaited this moment.
Let's go!
Fight.
Let's go!
Witness all I am.
Just a bit more! Give it everything!
Oh, their designs are awesome! They look so cool!
Because we're about to change it!
Couldn't keep them in check.
You won't get away.
Summon element. Let's do it, Tyon. Take it now. Element Genesis.
Oh, let's go, Melia! Ow.
Elemental discharge.
Poke, 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 poke. Nope. Let's get some heals out. Go, Nia! Ooh, that was a big heal. Oh my god! She has Pyra and Mithra's swords. I didn't even notice that. Oh, if only Nia had. She doesn't have anything about Renato though. That's unfortunate. That's so cool that she has their swords. I'm gonna throw this down, make my life a little bit easier for a bit. Thank you, Nia. Oh, that's so cool that she uses them. But wait, why does she have the swords? Oh. We're fine. Man down. Oh, that's bad. That's bad. That's bad. No, we lost the healers. It's now or never. It's. Oh, we lost. Oh, that's really bad. That's really bad. Ah. I'm gonna be fighting for dear life here. The aggro, it's on Leo. Ah, we lost them both. Nalia, Nia, can you guys get me up?
I used my thinking muscles for this one.
This is a hope and pray. Not enough. Oh, did she just Starlight kick? Not really. Oh, thank you, Nia. Thank you, Nia. Fill his time. Ooh. Nia, help. We lost another one. Is that enough? Nope. Even if I had just one Ouroboros.
Eyes over here! No escape!
Come on, guys. Hold it down. Yes, keep doing damage.
Friends must not overdo. Friends must not overdo. Friends must not overdo.
Are Mio and Senna gonna hold down our fort here for this?
I couldn't keep them in check.
Oh, it's close. It's real close. Oh, that was big. Keep it together, Senna. Who got launched? Oh, it was Mia. Go! Leave that. Shit, no, I'm so blitz. Oh, well. Come on! Yes! We held on by the skin of our teeth. Bring it home, Mio. Woo! Not that this will matter for this, but still, that got us a little extra XP, I guess. Woo! Oh, we got him.
What power? Crazy! This is the force of people's will!
You taking the mick? It's terrifying. Not knowing how tomorrow will turn out. How you will.
But still, you can't just hold it in place. If you did that, you'd never change. You can't change the world like that.
That's why I want to move on. We'll claim the future and shape it ourselves.
Let's do it.
When you cannot choose, what then? In that desperate moment, who will be there to soothe you?
Ourselves.
The self is all that exists. As such, the only cure for despair is total oblivion. That is the face of the world. I hate it, hate it, hate it, hate it, hate it, hate it. This rotten world, I love it.
What a child. What an absolute child.
Lieutenant, what's that light?
It's coming from inside Origin. No, the cries of Mobius. With the sheer ferocity of it. Noah. Mio.
Another phase? What is happening here? This green screen looking background. Oh, N and M.
N! M! So he didn't disappear back then?
Mm-mm. They were inside, with us. Think about it. They're still really the same people.
We were conceived from regret. Sorry. Unlike you, who sprung forth from hope, regret is our be-all and end-all. If only we'd made the right choice. If only things had been different.
Blindly, we never tried to change ourselves, wishing only that the world would instead. We clung to the egotistical dream of being together forever. But that's only natural. Anyone would wish for that. Nothing to be ashamed of. Thank you. But now, our prolonged existence here, it only serves to strengthen those within this frozen moment in time, who would keep it thus.
So you see, we have but one choice here.
Stop it! N! M! Don't do it! We'll think of a way to deal with Mobius!
What you see over there, it's not Zed or Mobius, but a single, intense desire. Your thoughts, they can never affect a desire. But we who embody that very same desire.
You can just stay here! Please, stay! Walk this world with us! We can walk it together!
Noah's right! You've done enough! You don't have to do this!
Except they
You
do.
could finally be here together!
Such kindness. Your eyes, they brim with it. I ask myself, were our eyes the same on that day? No. Mia. When we came from different worlds, we were able to leave a life behind.
It was a hope for the future. Our hearts and our dreams intertwined. And we were given the chance to weave new life. And therefore, it's all good.
Believe in yourselves. All of you will certainly reach heights that we were unable to. You guys can surely make it.
You can take our place in the future.
There's so much happening on screen. Whoa.
Zed and the other Mobius, they wanted to protect the world too.
That's why they created one they could control. I see where they were coming from.
That's something that we feel almost every day.
Having to change. To continue to change. That's sparking scary. But we can say this. Even if we are reborn later, right then, what we think and feel that moment is real. To sacrifice that is never the right way. If you can't be true to yourself, then you're doing something wrong.
Are you content with your decision?
Very soon, the stilled flow of time will restart. You can change your mind if you act now.
You did not just tell us to become Mobius.
Yeah, can you even imagine?
Noah?
Why are you wavering, Noah?
Some want to go on, and some want to stay. In this world, there are so many mingled desires. But does anyone have the right to choose?
Oh, don't you start minding us now. Just having the chance to be born in that world you make, that'll be plenty. So, you know, you just gotta do it your way.
Gondor.
Though if I can, I might want a better name, eh?
Noah.
Gondor is a pretty
All
awful
of us
name.
here want the same thing. It's how the future should be.
Yeah. You're right.
Oh, the mark is gone.
The future is right there. Believe in the actions you've taken, in your friends. And above all, you should believe in yourselves.
Well then, the answer's simple.
Did we do it? Maria, Nia, what are you guys doing?
Noah, come on! Ain't got all day.
Yeah. I know. Right with you.
Why does his sword still have Ouroboros on it? Okay, goodbye. Goodbye, Lucky 7. What a terrible name for a sword.
I realized there's something I haven't said yet.
Oh, yeah?
I haven't thanked you.
What's this now?
Thank you for sticking with me. Without you by my side, I'd never have made it here.
Oh, come on. You had to say that?
I'm serious here.
I know you are.
Huh?
Listen, Noah. I feel just the same. Without you, I think my wishes would never have come true.
I see. I guess so.
Noah's like,
So I'll say it too. Thank you, Noah. Truly.
We weren't half bad as a team, were we?
Yeah, passable, for sure.
Just passable. I'm sure you meant unsurpassable, right?
Oh, I think I'll let you decide the passing grade, Lancy.
Ah, come on, weirdo.
Lancy? That's a
Guess
terrible nickname.
we won't be working out together anymore.
Yeah. I'm not keeping tabs, but don't you slack off.
I am not gonna slack off. I'll train every day, thinking of you.
Yeah. Same here.
Here,
What's this?
a herbal tea recipe.
Oh, he
You have to
did
dry
get
your
it
own
to her.
leaves. You should manage.
Isn't this kind of pointless?
Pointless?
I mean, if the worlds are gonna drift apart again, this paper won't last.
I considered that, of course. The paper and the ink, it all comes from your world.
And the leaves for the tea. Even those and all.
What do you think?
We'll check you out.
Who am I if not scrupulous?
Who? Well, you're my best bud.
Aw.
Both best, to be exact.
Only four? Wait a minute. There's Noah and Lance.
Riku.
Did she count Joran? Oh, why am I only listing guys? Just chill out, Tyon.
What's up? Is there a problem?
At least put me second or even third. Fourth seems a little harsh.
I'll think about it.
No.
Banana! It is time.
Oh, Ethel made it back.
Guess this is goodbye.
Yeah. Still, even if we're worlds apart, I swear I won't.
I won't let go. Not ever. I'll always be with you. Our feelings forever interlinked.
Wherever we are.
Yeah. Wherever we are.
Oh, they did it.
Our worlds in their current states are still young. If in passing, they do themselves harm, I suppose even then they cannot but carry on.
Still, I have faith. Even if now we become separated for a time, one day we'll surely get to walk hand in hand again.
Aerith, see. Oh, she kept it.
Everyone, thank you.
She kept the Monado. Poppy! Yay! Oh my god, they had kids? Wow, Rex grew up a Chad. Rex grew up a total Chad. How did they have kids? And who do they? Wait. Did Rex with both of them? That's a cool visual. That's so cool. The family couple.
One day, I'll come see you. I promise.
Me too! One day! I promise!
This is the truth of our world. Memories melt in the morning light, and then a new day begins.
Wow.
Roads stretch out before us. So many paths.
I didn't expect
Which do
them
you
to
choose?
separate like that.
That's up to you. Sometimes you might run astray. You'll stop, maybe cry in frustration. But you know, that's all right. For the roads, they go on without end. So look up, face forward, toward your chosen horizon. And just walk on.
Wow. Wow. That was... Dang. Sheesh. Harry McIntyre, good job. Taran Calendar as Riku, what a Chad. Wow, that's a lot of side characters. Jenna Coleman. Good job, guys. What an that was quite an ending, wasn't it? All right, I need to mill over this. That ending recovered a lot of ground on this story, I think. Overall, I think this one is... That music's nice. I think overall, the story of Xenoblade 3 is more consistent than 2. However, I think a lot of it is let down by the reliance on dialogue-based text boxes rather than like full storyboarded cutscenes, which is where the first 2 games really shine. And we didn't really get that as much here. Granted, the cutscenes we did get were phenomenal, but there weren't enough of them, I feel like. Call me crazy, but I feel like we got less main story this time in exchange for all of those hero quests going on along the sides. I'm also going to say that I would rather all those side quests and nonsense be integrated into the main story. Or rather, be refocused on the main story, giving it more time to elaborate. I'm surprised this game was only 7 chapters long. Granted, it was 60-something hours on a first run, but I was expecting a little bit more, dare I say. I would have liked to have seen more about the... I would have liked to see more about how the worlds combined and how we got to where we were. Because they gave us that little taste of it at the end, and I'm mad we didn't get more of it. Especially because, like, the entire cast from 1 got completely shafted. We at least got to see Poppy. I'm happy that she made it. But we saw nothing on Rex, Pyra, Mithra. I mean, even the rest of that cast, like, we got nothing on them other than a picture. And I'm also Nia had a kid, too. Is Mio Nia's daughter? Pause? I don't know how that works. But the entire cast of 1 was ignored. And secondly, we got nothing on the experiment. No lore. We got nothing. There's so many questions there, and none of them got answered. How did the Zohar show up? Who are the Saviorite rebels? What was going on with Earth? Like, what? What happened after the fall of the Bionis and the Black Fog? Why was that Black Fog the same Black Fog in this? Because they look completely different and they seem to have no connection at all. What happened at the end of 2? Was that world this one? Like, there's so many questions I have, and none of them got answered. Which is really disappointing. That said, what we did get was still excellent, and I thoroughly enjoyed it. I think mechanically, this is probably is it the best game? I'm gonna go out on a limb here. The combat simultaneously took steps forward and steps back. It was a huge step forward that we can now flip between characters on the fly. Massive improvement there. I was very pleased with that. Specials, big downgrade. Talent arts were a huge downgrade. No prompts, no nothing, just a flashy cutscene for an attack that didn't really do a whole lot. Same thing with chain attacks. The improvement, I like the new style, building up the orders. I thought that was really cool. But the specials, there's no interactivity of any kind, and that is a big negative point. Just a couple of QTEs would have made them so much more interactive. Overall gameplay smoothness, good. They got rid of field skills, thank Jesus. They brought back the item collection system the way it was in 1, which I think was an improvement over the collection points in 2, but they retained you can actually see what the thing is before you pick it up. But at the same time, though, on side quests and whatnot, where you have to go find stuff, they dropped the markers that were in Definitive Edition, so I don't know what happened there. That was seemingly kind of a loss. Also, I'm not gonna lie, my biggest disappointment with this game, I'm not gonna say disappointment, because that's unfair, because it was still excellent. The music. There were some banger tracks in there, do not get me wrong, but there weren't enough of them. The entire game could basically be summed up in the Keves battle theme, the generic boss theme I don't know what to call, the Mobius battle theme, the Elite Monster theme, and the You'll Know Our Names finale. I couldn't recite to you a single one of the environment themes. Not one of them. They all blended right together, and I don't remember any of them. Minus, like, the ATA region colonies are like, That's about the only jingle I can remember. That is a big big downgrade because of how many bangers there were through the entirety of both games for the overworld themes, and we got none of that back, which was really kind of a shame. The battle themes were excellent, but that's only half the game. Oh, and the chain attack theme. You hear that for hours and hours on end. So I'm not gonna lie. The cutscene music was also very good, but like it's cutscene music. It's not particularly memorable. Like you didn't have any. There is an engage the enemy type song, counterattack type song, but we don't hear it enough. I think we heard it like twice, maybe 3 times. And then there's like the generic like emotional swelling music.
Oh.
They're back. Like it was all a dream.
Noah! What are you doing, man? They'll start the fireworks without us.
Get a move on already.
It just reset.
Or all the good spots will be taken.
Exactly, so come on, move it!
Sorry, I zoned out for a sec. I'm coming.
An eternity. Oh, come on. He remembered. I think. What a game. Well done, Monolith. Well done. Huh.
We have to keep track of our progress. As the morning sun rises, my lingering memories fade. I no longer see your silhouette. It's too far gone into the haze. But hey, it's all right. I won't forget you. Not until we can meet again. I swear it.
Oh, that's sad that she lost it all. Well, she didn't lose it all, but she was losing it. Oh, title screen. I'll be honest, this could have been the title screen the whole time. New Game Plus. Event Theater. Call me crazy, did these... I don't think we saw these chapter titles. I feel like we should have. That's the other thing. I feel like the chapter designations were not terribly clear. I understood when they were because of like the save points, but that was a great touch in 2, was the opening and closings of chapters by the name. Like I thought that was a great touch. There's a lot of things that I like about this game a lot. But I'm gonna be honest, there's a handful of things that I think it could have done better. I think I like it better than 2, but that's only just... Okay, another really important question here. What happened to the Aegises? Elvis, Pyra, Mithra, the Conduit, like, there's a lot of things that I think they should have addressed here that just weren't. And that really hurts this game. Not because of what I expected it to be, but because of what I think it should have been. This is still a banging game, and I fully enjoyed it. But I was expecting more cohesiveness. Like explaining some of the lore of Uriah and how it fell apart, or why pieces of the Makana sword were just kind of chilling there. Granted, I guess that's kind of what happened when the worlds merged, but at the same time, how are those pieces in the respective worlds? And, man, I feel like we needed more of... What would have made this game, in my opinion, would have been more about how 1 and 2 got to here. Building up that connection. Then the War for Ionios. All with hints sprinkled between about how this relates back to Klaus's experiment. Because that's the crux of it here. That's what got us to this point. And they didn't mention it once in this game. I don't know how to feel about that. But it was still very good. I still enjoyed it a lot. If I had to give this game a number, that's really tough to do. That's really tough to do. Xenoblade 1 to me, personally, is a 10 out of 10. I love that game to death. Granted, once upon a time I would have said it was like an 8 because of all the gameplay mechanics, and it was stuck on a Wii, so it didn't age very well. Definitive Edition restored that. Upgraded music, upgraded gameplay, upgraded visuals, bring it back for a modern age, just make the entire game better in every way. So it still stands as my favorite game of all time. 3 does not beat it. 2 felt like a real sequel, or I guess it was really a sidequel. There were callbacks, simultaneous explanations, while not spelled out, were very heavily implied. There was more elaboration on the lore of 1, which is big, because that, like, puts both games into a better context, all while dropping seeds for the future game. I think 2 is an awesome sequel in the back half. The front half of the game is a complete mess. Terrible. Chapter 2 really doesn't matter for anything, and it's just filled with Tora, who's just a lolly-made pervert. Chapter 4 is a complete waste of time, utter filler, doesn't contribute to the story at all. Chapters 1 and 3 are good. But it's all over the place. The story doesn't know where it wants to go until you hit, like, Chapter 6. The end of Chapter 6 is when the game goes, all right, here we go, let's do this. So big point reduction there, and because of that, I have to dock it down. Also, the gameplay is 50-50. Battle is an improvement over 1, I think, in 2. But and also like in like general game mechanics, I think is an improvement. But the blade system, while interesting, was a very flawed execution between field skills, gacha, and all that. Very flawed execution. 3 is more focused in what it wants to be, I think. But what it wanted to be, in my opinion, is not necessarily what it aligns with what should have been. I think it was close, but it needed a little bit more in term. I think. I think it's more fun to play overall than 2. I'm gonna give it an 8. Maybe an 8.5. I'll give it an 8.5. Reason being, combat is fundamentally more engaging when you can control all the characters at once. The menus are improved. They're streamlined. They're not so fumbly to get around. All the affinity charts got cleaned up, all that good stuff. So it's a lot. Mechanically, the game is smoother. That said, I think combat in 2 had more punch, if that makes sense. I felt like the attacks hit a little harder. The button prompts made your specials feel like they had some boom to them. We didn't really get that here. There was weight behind it. It might have been a little clunkier, sure, but when things landed, they hit. That doesn't really happen in 3. But overall, if gun to my head, if you told me which I had to pick, I think 3 is the better game. Barely. They both have strengths and weaknesses. I think 2 is a better Xenoblade story game, like the overarching story. But 3 is a better self-contained experience. Its enjoyment does not as heavily hinge on the previous titles. Now, granted, that is up for debate. If we're talking about a closed environment, no context to the previous titles in any case, 3 is better than 2. If we're talking into the overarching plot, though, I think 2 might have 3. The back half of 2 is so strong, unlike its front half, which is horrible. 3 is a more steady burn. Chapter 5 was excellent. The end of Chapter 5 and Chapter 6, that was the highlight of the game for me. The final boss was interesting, but I felt like the enemy, the actual foe, was very intangible. Xenoblade 1, you fought Zanza, the soul of Bionis. You had a concrete motive, a solid understanding established from the beginning of the game. Granted, it takes a while to unravel and understand what it is, but it's there the entire time. 2, you have Jin and Malos. A solid duo, and a Malthus for that matter. A solid duo with a secondary villain that all play off each other with such synergy that by the end of the game, they feel like real people that you're genuinely struggling against. This time, I don't know what I was fighting, really. What is Mobius? Is it just, like, the will to, like, resist change? Like, the Endless Now? Like, what? I think 3 has the weakest villains in the series. And I think that kind of hurt the story a little bit. It's saved by bringing back familiar faces like Melia and Nia. But its villains definitely make the plot feel like it has less gravitas than it could have. So, do with that information as you will. I think this is a great game. I thoroughly enjoyed it, and at this point, the rest of my time with this game will probably be spent off camera. the blind run is done, and from here forward, I'm probably just going to be playing on the side, doing my thing. Maybe doing some side quests and post-game, whatever that looks like. We actually didn't really look at that, did we? Is there, like, post-game? Let's find out. There's not. That's I mean, granted, there can't be a post-game in the context that I was expecting, so that makes sense. But that's kind of an L. Maybe there's some extra goodies that I don't know about. Also, a really, really big nitpick of mine, Noah's sword. Why was it significant? Or rather, why wasn't it, should I say? Isn't that the whole point in Xenoblade? Like, there's a meaning behind the sword. There's the Monado. There's the Aegises. Then there's Noah's fancy metal sword? Why did it have Monado arts? Granted, it wasn't called as such, but, like, come on. We knew that what they were. I'm mixed. I'm really mixed. Not because I didn't like it, but because I wanted more. And that kind of stinks. That's a tough feeling. It's a very good game. Also, the world design, I think, was less memorable this time around. I think we could have done more on the environments. Maybe Xenoblade 4 will get us back on track. I don't know. Some minor changes, I think, would have gone a long way to this game, and unfortunately we didn't get it, but I like it. I like it a lot. Thank you guys so much for tuning in for this ride. We are at like 70 hours of streaming in the last 3 weeks. Whew. I'm tired. It was tough, I'm not gonna lie, but thank you to those of you who joined in for this journey. I appreciate it all the time. And I'm hoping that I'll get to see more of you guys soon. Whether I see you all in another video, another stream, or someplace else, until that time comes, take care. Thank you all for joining me on this ride, and I'll talk to you all soon. Have a good one, and take it easy.